I've been seeing this going on for a while now. For like all week, apparently. I've seen it on Twitter, but I don't actually really know what's going on, so I'm kind of going to use this video to get caught up a little bit. It's long, but there's some drama with Captain Berks, and Reddit is very mad at him, and Twitter and everybody's mad at him because, in general, they're stupid. So how I understand the situation is that Berks likes to be the savior for people, right? So like, I'm going to be a bounty hunter. I'm going to kill the bad guys. That's what Berks does, right? So he goes to the station in Pyro that's like broken, where people can shoot each other in the habs. And instead of killing players who are defenseless, he's killing players that are killing other players. So that's what he's trying to do. That's all I know about the situation. So let's see his reaction to all this. This is like a react to a react.
Imagine you walk outside and it's a beautiful sunny day. You look to your left and your neighbor's house is on fire. You see a little girl in the window banging on the window. Come save me, come save me. And you pause and you go, hold on a second. I could save her, or I could call the fire department. The fire department is on the way, little girl. Don't worry. Stay right there. That is exactly what people expected me to do this week when I went and saved people from Pyro spawn campers. That is what happened this week when I had people trying to tell me that I did the wrong thing.
Oh, is this his
by
podcast?
saving people from Pyro spawn campers. If you guys didn't hear, there's a lot of drama going on in Pyro right now. We have the first ever playtest, and Pyro is a lawless system. And so this Reddit post arose last night after someone from my chat came in and they said, hey, Berks, I'm being spawn camped at Patch City. Is there any way you can come help? And I said, you know what? Screw it. Let's do it. And we got about 10.
Oh, so it gets even deeper. Somebody asked him for help because he's getting spawn camped.
People together. We killed these guys a couple of times, and then it came to a conclusion. This is the clip that got posted. Are you guys ready? Oh. Oh, yeah, railgun guy, railgun guy. It's pretty bad quality.
Reddit quality. Classic.
He's reloading, he's reloading, he's reloading, he's reloading. He's dead.
He's shooting through the hab.
I don't know. Get ready to shoot him when he comes out.
So what's the argument here? I'm assuming the argument is you're exploiting the exploiter, so therefore you're exploiting?
That's pretty much the whole thing. I think this is actually a different post than the one that I saw. But essentially what had happened is there's...
wait, so there's multiple posts.
No winners in this scenario. You can't send someone to prison. You can't kill them and then they go somewhere else. There are no winners. Eventually, it comes to the stalemate where you're holding someone in their room and that's it, right? And so what we were doing was we were doing exactly that so people couldn't equip gear anymore so that the people who were friendly could pass by. We weren't shooting people who were in default suits. We did shoot a couple of naked people because, well, you know, I'm pretty sure they were the people who were spawning without gear. And they were acting like it too. So these people were, you know, using every sort of exploit that there was available to them. And we were just trying to fight fire with fire. If that makes me the bad guy.
Oh, I'm sure Berks is going to reference this, but if you look at what Zero State typed in his chat, apparently these posts on Reddit were made by the bad guys trying to make Berks look bad because they were mad that they lost or whatever.
Then I will gladly accept it, to be completely honest with you guys. I'll gladly accept it if that makes me the bad guy. This was Jared Huckabee, Disco Lando's thoughts on the situation. I don't think this really involves me, but I mean, maybe you saw a clip and thought I did, but this is what Jared had to say about the whole thing.
Chance to experience it and why certain things were this way and that way, and then we got like a 17-minute section that's just dedicated to camping and griefing at the spawn habs.
I think Jared's take on this is a little weird too. Like one of these things of like you have never been on the internet, even though you have been on the internet forever.
You know, you have the option not to. I understand the thing lets you, but it's a choice to do.
Imagine saying that to somebody on the internet. That doesn't work. That doesn't make any sense. Like, I wonder if he actually thinks him saying that is going to make a difference. Right? It doesn't. It doesn't. It's never going to change any, like you're a game developer. Fix the game. That's your only choice here.
A choice not to.
And then this
Every
guy
one of us are capable of making those choices.
And then this guy in chat tags me. Yo, listen, I'm innocent, okay? Or at least, you know, I plead the fifth, okay? I plead the fifth. I was
Selby's
trying to
there.
help out a friend. But
I see Selby.
I did a little bit of digging into what was going on. And, you know, maybe was this guy who made this Reddit post involved? And I found out that this motherfucker who made the post on Reddit was in my stream yesterday claiming that we were on the same side as him. And so then afterwards, he decides, I guess we're not on the same side, and then runs to Reddit to make this post dragging me through the mud. Isn't that insane? Same name and everything. Literally exact same name.
All right, when does he get to like reading the
I did see your tweet. Thank you, Dirk. Yeah, shout out to
the
Double
comments?
Dirk for that information. So, absolutely crazy. I don't know what you guys think. I would love to hear from some people towards the end of the podcast what they think on
He doesn't.
should
Okay, so that's really it, but let's see what his question is.
CIG
here.
keep their hands completely off of the pyro situation in general? Should they let it be a lawless scenario? Obviously, they're going to patch City, which is where the armistice is broken currently.
Yeah.
So it's really
So he also recognizes that the armistice was broken. It's a bug, as they have.
not
Right?
a big deal, but I would love to hear what people's thoughts on it. I personally think spawn camping is cheesy for sure, and I would only ever do it against people who are doing it themselves. That being said, I think that there could be some cool station takeover missions in the future that people could do PvP wise. CIG could potentially make, but we'll have to see how they develop that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's very clear that the Pyro playtest was very much a Pyro demo and not a complete system or not anything like that. If I was going to respond to his topic, I think it's they need to leave Pyro lawless, but there's just certain game rules that have to exist. Like you need to be able to spawn into a location, and I think it should just be all reputation based. So you should be allowed to kill players who are like, have you ever participated in MMOs with like faction wars where it is essentially a sign up process where you know what you're signing up for. You are signing up for all out war, no matter where you are, against people in the other factions. So that's sort of what Pyro feels like it is. New World doesn't count, no, because at least in my experience with other faction gameplay, is New World kind of counts, but it doesn't, because New World is it's a choice whether or not you want to participate in the faction PvP, even if you've joined the faction, right? So most games, if you join a faction, even if you were in, I don't want to say most games that I've played, if you join a faction, so let's say Rough and Ready, and in this game, if you come across somebody in Citizens for Pyro or Xenothreat, their name will be a different color. For example, one of the games that I played, the name was Orange. Very distinct from every other type of name you've ever seen. It was orange. So it was just like, what the heck? There's an orange name here. What is this? You can fight in armistice zones. You can fight anywhere. You were allowed to kill each other anywhere. You were always at risk if you join the faction. They can go that way. They can go a little bit less than that. It just comes down to everything that's happening is because the game is not complete, and CIG is putting out a product that is completely incomplete, and everyone is pretending that it is. Both Berks, everybody in this situation is playing it like it's complete. because that's all they have, right? And the incompleteness is the problem. And, people have been saying it a lot, is you can't hate anybody who's participating in this. You have to hate the game. That's it. Can't hate the players. You have to hate the game. It's their job to fix these problems, and it's their job to not have these issues, because there's no chance that anything will change, right? It's just going to be there. So people are going to do it if it's available. It's just never going to change. So it just comes down to, how should CIG handle Pyro? Hopefully it's going to be things that are like more faction based. I think that's sort of what it looks like, and we'll just have to see. I think if you should choose, if you're there, you have the choice to join a faction if you want, or you can just be kind of a nobody and just be there and not be cool with anybody and not be bad with anybody, and just kind of try to maybe like mine there or cargo haul there or whatever you do. Maybe a few missions. But yeah, I mean, it's definitely hypocritical to cry on Reddit about something that one does themselves, but welcome to the internet, right? Like, people are fucking weird and stupid, and that's definitely one of these situations here. But I think it's quite simple that the scenario is really just because of a bug and not because of it's an actual thing. And I think the Star Citizen community just really doesn't, like, I can only imagine what the Reddit comments were like about Berks, right? Because anytime a streamer is involved, people feel that it's time for them to share their opinion about them as a person. So I can only imagine that there's some pretty fun stuff there as well, right? So yeah, that's my take on the stuff. It's pretty simple. Let's see how they actually build out Pyro before we freak out. But if you want to give some feedback on it, about how you think that they should handle Pyro and Pyro PvP in general, I think the lack of armistice is a good thing, but obviously not in the Habs, right? Like, they've talked about that being a bug and so on. And then any fighting should really, on the stations, should really be this faction-involved stuff. That's where I'm at. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys haven't checked it out yet, I will. I don't know if he's posted any of this stuff on YouTube. If he has, I'm not sure where he's doing it. I'm assuming... I guess this is on his React channel, so he's posting his podcast on his React channel, maybe. So I'll link you guys Berks' stuff, obviously. Great friend of mine and all that stuff. So we'll tell you where to go to find the rest of the podcast, because I scrolled through and it looks like it's mostly just news and stuff about what's going on. So yeah, interesting, but also just classic, classic internet.